Our oceans are changing. Irregular weather, temperatures, and climatological phenomena are increasingly exposing salmon to unprecedented conditions.
Salmon are such an important resource culturally, economically, recreationally for people all around the North Pacific Rim.
Fortunately, an international network of scientists has begun working together to make sense of what happens to salmon during their critical marine life history phase.
Most people are aware that Pacific salmon begin their lives in freshwater, they go out to the ocean, and at some point they come back. In recent years, they've been returning in increasingly dwindling numbers, so fewer and fewer are coming back to spawn each year. And we have a pretty good handle on the freshwater processes that impact things like juvenile survival and upstream migration of adults, while we have a much poorer understanding of what happens during their marine residence.
It's important to know what an organism is doing throughout all periods of its life.
In winter of 2022, over 60 scientists and 5 international research vessels participated in the largest ever research expedition to study salmon in the North Pacific Ocean.
5 ships went out, and each of those ships collected a whole suite of oceanographic and biological characteristics, sampling everything from the macronutrients to the salmon that feed on the things that feed on the things that feed on the things that feed on the macronutrients. So it's really a culmination of an environmental survey that samples everything that's going on in the ocean in this critical time in salmon's life.
Together, these vessels successfully sampled 131 stations over approximately 2.5 million square kilometers in the central and eastern North Pacific Ocean. Scientists are just beginning to understand the complete story of what happens to salmon in the high seas.
These types of surveys are rare, and there will be quite a bit of information that's going to come out of just this one event.
Sampling in the open ocean is very expensive, it's very difficult. The fact that we got so many vessels out there in one winter is quite extraordinary, and I'm really proud to have been a part of that.
The 2022 expedition provides novel data on ecosystem status and salmon distribution, proving that multi-nation surveys are not only possible, but productive.
No single nation could undertake what we did by themselves. You really had to have all the people working together and working together really, really well.
For the first time, scientists obtained pan-Pacific scale information sharing, allowing them to assess carrying capacity in the North Pacific.
The coordination by all countries to invest in this expedition, that's what has really made this all possible.
It's going to be really important that we get future scientists engaged in salmon research. The climate is changing rapidly, and we're going to need some really intelligent, smart people to help us understand how the physical environment is impacting salmon, especially in the marine environment.
Without salmon, nothing here would work the way it does here in the North Pacific. Everything in the ocean orients around the movement of salmon and their annual life cycle. And if it wasn't for them, then nothing here would work the way it does.
International collaboration and continued support for these expeditions is essential to truly understand what's impacting salmon in a rapidly changing world.